Okay, so here we have an exam style question on Voronoi diagrams, and the following grid shows a restaurant's floor plan. There are 4 food stations centered at P, Q, R, and S. The Voronoi diagram for these 4 points are shown. Okay, point Q is not shown. Unit 1 represents 1 meter, or 1 unit represents 1 meter. Point P is located at 2, 2. The equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ is y equals 4. So let's write up the information that we have. So we are told that this point here is at 2, 2. You can read it from the grid just in case you couldn't. And it tells you that this perpendicular bisector here is y is equal to 4. We can see point R, we can see point S, but point Q is not given. Which cell is point Q going to be in? This one. What's the coordinates of point Q? Discuss with the person next to you or work it out. What is the coordinates of point Q? I hear some good answers over here. What is the coordinates of point Q? 2, 6. Good. Because this is a perpendicular bisector, so that distance here is 2. So this distance here has to be 2 as well. And it has to reflect at 90 degrees. So we're just going straight up here, and we get Q. So we can see that Q is at 2, 6. Points R and S are located at 11, 0. So that's, let's clean that up a little. And S is at 12, 6. Find the coordinates of the midpoint RS. So this question structure here, notice that we have the I and the II. When the question structure is like this, you don't get follow-through marking. If you get the first part wrong, you don't get it followed through into this particular part. So follow-through marking goes only if you get something wrong in A and use it in B, then you will get follow-through marking. We'll recalculate what the answer should have been based on your wrong answer. But when it goes into the I's, II's, you don't get follow-through marking on your accuracies. But some of the points are marked as M, that's methodology points. So you do get, even though you're getting the wrong numbers, if you're applying the correct method in these parts, you will get points awarded. So accuracy points aren't awarded once you go to this. And this question itself is a very, very common question. Usually most big Voronoi diagram questions have this question in there in some form or other. So we have to find the coordinates of the midpoint RS. So that one's fairly easy. I'm going to do this in one step. So what's the average of 11 and 12? 11.5. What's the average of 0 and 6? We don't need the formula always. Just look at the numbers and go, I can see that. If you're not sure, then use the formula. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So to get the equation of the perpendicular bisector, we can't. We need to find the equation of this line. This is the perpendicular bisector. We have no coordinates as yet on that line, apart from the one that we just calculated. We just calculated one here at 11.5,3. But we need to get at the gradient. How can we get the gradient? Where is the y2 and the x2? We only have 1 point on this line.
We'll find the gradient from R and S, and then if we do the negative reciprocal, that would be the line.
Perfect. Perfect. So what he said was, we do have 2 points here, and we do know there's a right angle there. So we can find the gradient of RS first, and use that to find the gradient that we need. So the gradient of RS I'll just use the subscript rs there to say this is that gradient, not the one that I want. So the gradient of rs, what is the change in y values here? Plus or minus? Plus. We've gone up by 6. How much of the x values changed? 1. So the gradient here is 6. This implies that the gradient that we want for the perpendicular is negative 1 over 6. So lastly, we can put all of this together into the point slope form. We know a point, y minus 3, is equal to minus 1 over 6, bracket x minus 11.5. 11.5 we're going to be better off on this one using a fraction. So what is 11.5 as a fraction? If you don't know how to do it, 11.5 menu 2, 23 over 2. So the calculator can do that for us. 23 over 2. So it's going to take a little bit of arithmetic now to convert this into, I need to get this into this format here, So I'm going to open up the bracket, I'm going to get minus 1 over 6x. Now I've got to do minus 1 over 6 times negative 2 over 23 over 2, and then add 3. I'm going to move all of these bits and pieces across. So I'll use the calculator again to help you with that one. Let me pop this up for you. So, let me just open it up. Let that red help us. I'm going to distribute that onto this number, and then I'm going to add this on the end. I'm going to distribute that onto here. And then I'm going to add that on the end. So, pull up my fraction tool. I've got negative, oops, no I don't. I've got negative 1 over 6 multiplied by, and that's also negative, multiplied by, so negative 23 over 2. And then I'm going to add 3. 59 over 12. Going to reread the question. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Give your answer in the form y equals mx plus c. So I can leave it in this